What's shaking and baking, all you hip cool cats? My name is Kit, and welcome to Chicago Reacts. And today we got ourselves a fun YouTube video to react to. Before we pull up that video, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to hit that ring bell notification too. That way you are made aware when we upload new content onto our YouTube channel. But with that being said, let's talk about the video that we are going to be reacting to. It's from a legendary series because God almighty, there's been a lot of them, and I don't think there will never, ever, ever be a truly Final Fantasy 15 review, BTS Adventures, trademark by none other than the purveyor of world peace and understanding and human rights, Max0r. That's right, we're going to be reacting to this video, so please be sure to, again, support the original content creators, and as always, folks, again, I haven't played too many video games, but this game, I'm familiar with Final Fantasy. I played Final Fantasy on the old Game Boy. For those of you who don't know, especially for the younger generation, Game Boy was the pocket video game series. You know, it was something. So there you go. So I haven't played Final Fantasy 15, so please type in the comment section below the story and the lore. Now, I'm pretty sure the video will go into detail for that, but knowing Max0r, there might be some stuff that might not fully be explained, but then again, we might get the full explanation. So, if there's a lore expert, now's your time. I'm talking to you. Now's your time to shine. But without further ado, let's pull up this video and get ready to check out Final Fantasy 15 Review BTS Adventures Trademark by Max0r. And since I'm in charge of the ones and twos, like always, let's get ready to play this video.
There are spoilers in the video. Spinal Stagnancy 15 is one of the most unintentionally funny games ever made, and I don't award that distinction lightly. It's trying its best. In this game, you play as John Fantasy, an intrepid prince of insomnia, accompanied by the BTS crew as they travel across Korea in their bid to dodge the draft and re-establish the Joseon dynasty with Jungkook as their one true king. If you can think of it, 15 has it. Do you want to conscript God to kill endangered animals, entering Super Saiyan mode to kill a sea snake, compress a mountain-sized turtle into a black hole, and break the entire game's leveling system because of lasagna? Yeah, that's possible. Is it a good game? Well, that's debatable. The original director wanted to make the game a musical, but you know, thank God they added the hyper-realistic pizza. It just wouldn't be the same. This game is one of the most baffling design disasters that I've ever seen, and showing it to you in its
And by the way, speaking of pizza, just want to be very clear here on this. Chicago-style pizza is the best.
Full absurd glory is a service to my country. With hurricane force tonal shifts, batshit story, and utterly incomprehensible combat, there is no part of this game that didn't surprise me, although I don't think they intended that. So come along as we dive headfirst into the boy band madness and recall the finest game of 2016. If you
That year, 2016. Still better than 2020. I know, controversial statement. Hey, who'd win the fist fight, 2016 or 2020? Place your bets, folks. All right? Oh, and explain your reasoning on which year would win, 2016 or 2020. I want to see creative answers here, folks.
If you know any Latin, this game is fucking insulting. Our story begins with the King of Korea, whose name is King Lightheaven, the 113th. I looked it up on the wiki. Their dynasty is only 2,000 years.
What? That's an impressive dynasty.
Old, meaning for him to be there, every single male king must have fucked at 17.
Okay, because of a long line of people just getting it on.
Maximum. He's busy disowning his son and our protagonist, Knight Lightheaven, in hopes that he will get some blonde bitch pussy. Noctis, my...
Yeah, go ahead. Go, my son. Come on. When your predecessors were your age, they had like 15 women at their side.
Son, I have erectile dysfunction. It's here that we're introduced to our buddies, the BTS boys, and all of their unique mechanics. Quicksilver is a light Slovenian femboy who exclusively fights through small arms fire. Fire Knowledge is a smart, calculating man who shanks you with rusty knives. And Sword Friendship is a burly, reliable bear who hits people with giant chunks of metal. With our friends assembled and our car out of gas, it's time to begin the game in earnest. Now, it's surprising to me that they actually struggled to push their car, since Noctis can deflect punches punches from a fucking giant. This sets in motion a series of quirky adventures to satiate the bloodlust of Park Ji-min. It's time to talk about that combat, or better known as a 19th century safari. Take that, Cecil the Lion. When it works, you're dashing between enemies, performing mid-air backflips, and teleporting around fast enough to burn my graphics card.
You know, I could have swore, like, Final Fantasy, like some of the other iterations that I played, it was, like, set in, like, medieval fantasy. Now, all of a sudden, Final Fantasy, like, when did the switch happen with Final Fantasy to where, I guess, it became more, I guess, technology or something like that? Or was it always like that? My brain doesn't remember too much about the Final Fantasy lore, so I'm gonna need somebody to explain it to me, because I could have swore it started off as like a fantasy genre, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing starships, aliens, and monsters in various other Final Fantasy games. What exactly happened? Did somebody drop the ball, or was it always like this? I need a legitimate answer. I'm talking to you. I need a legitimate answer.
For the other half, though, it's imbalanced as fuck. Let's go on a quest to explore a level 20 cave. In order to get there, you'll have to drive down the street, take the path, and fight the mandatory level 54 Giga Snake. Endgame bosses are level 53. I'm not even 10 hours in. Fortunately, you could run right past it and straight into the instant kill crabs. I'm convinced they put this here by accident. There is no reasonable explanation. So how do we stop getting crabs like your dad? Noctis has 4 slots to use 4 weapons of various movesets, including swords, bigger swords, London resident, hydraulic press channel, rock on a stick, gun, and magic. Mind Freak is pretty cool, but bullets work a little faster. Each enemy reacts differently to each weapon, forcing you to switch up your playstyle, or alternatively, just hold down the sword button and watch the game play itself. I can just feel the variety. But by far, the best weapon in your arsenal is the point warp, which allows you to travel arbitrary distances at will. Oh, buddy, hang on, I see a pixel like 5 miles away. The primary contributor to
Whoa, that was pretty cool.
the game actually being fun is point warp, even when I use it to cheese the game. Not to mention, the animation budget is absurd. Every time you hit someone's back, every single time you parry a boss, for every boss, there is a unique animation. You can really feel the animator sweat as he nears the end of his 13-hour Japanese workday at the Square Enix Insane Asylum, leaping 60 feet to stab a dog. God,
I feel sorry for all those artists and people who involved in that project. They might have been going insane. And I've heard my fair share of stories of people who worked at other video game companies where it's just absolutely brutal. So let's open up the floor here. Do you, that's right, I'm talking to you. Do you know anyone that worked at, let's say, a video game company or like one of these major studios? Or have you yourself worked at one of these major studios? Now, you don't have to say the name. I understand that everyone has to sign in NDA, you know. But, you know, what was it like? Was it all right? Was it great? Was it mediocre? Or was it hell on earth? Or if you know somebody who did, you know, what was there? Did they ever talk about it? You know, type the story in the comment section below. I want to hear this.
Mid-air sword fight and a triple backflip to dunk a crocodile. It's all here, and it's really janky. A common theme for Final Fantasy 15 is that it's fun when it works, but it doesn't often work. So before our thrilling performance in a fucking Dongducheon, I'm losing my mind. It's important that we go over the rest of our thrilling Korean lore to answer such questions as, why has our dad sent us to Nevada? Why is the cow big? Why won't a virtual YouTuber Tsunamaki Watami collab?
Oh, the virtual YouTubers. They're taking over everything. Soon nothing will be real. Everything will be a simulation. And it will be an everlasting digital nightmare.
Collaborate with me. There are 6 gods or some shit, and they made humans for fun. Big mistake. These include Dwayne The Rock Johnson, The Wizard, The Snake, The Unsafe for YouTube, Unlimited Blade Work.
Hold on, as always.
Johnson, The Wizard, The Snake, The Unsafe.
She looks like a nice thick snack.
Safe for YouTube, Unlimited Blade Works, and the god of breakdancing. The Tango Totem in particular was very helpful and told us how to turn on our stove. From this, the beautiful and powerful civilization of Solheim had risen to try and kill the gods immediately, presumably with enough nukes to make Belka look like Clown College. This, of course, forces the dancing deity to strike them down, creating demons and alternative political philosophies. This pisses everyone off and begins the First Korean War, forcing the gods to give the kings of Lucis some cool swag and the K-pop crystal. forever dividing humanity and preventing the manifestation of white people Juche. So after the defeat of the Somber Scourge, the gods took a nap for like several thousand years, leaving the maintenance of Earth to the kings of Lucis, apparently seeing no problem with this. So anyways.
And again, as I've said before, just count your lucky stars. You're not related to royalty. All those people were inbred. They had a lot of problems. Just count yourself lucky. Just count yourself lucky. And if anything, no need to waste your money on established titles. That's right. You're a king in my book.
The Niflheim Empire just takes over the entire planet using an army of Juche demon terminators.
Whoa.
Their new goal is to kill all of the gods again, except this time while they're sleeping. And by the time our game begins, the kingdom of Lucis has retreated to one city. I guess the god's blessing is just shit. Now, what do you think happens the literal instant that you leave the city for an arranged marriage with the Empire? Do I hear skydiving?
There'll be no wedding bells for today.
Whoa.
I mean, I guess the plot has to happen sometime.
I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle.
This emotional and life-changing moment affects our protagonist greatly. Everything he's ever known has been destroyed, and nothing will ever be the same again. Hey, Noctis, you want to go ride some boys? Oh, it's almost enough to make you forget about your dead family. With our lives completely destroyed, it's time for Noctis to begin the true trials of a king. The first step of which is to find all of the tombs of previous kings spread throughout the world and steal their shit, so we
Okay, so the previous kings. Okay, great. Well, hey, buddy, you come from a long line of people. There you go. 2,000-year-old lineage. That's actually pretty impressive that they maintained it that long.
can enter Super Saiyan mode. Thanks, Grandpa. Your ashes were delicious. This is when the problems begin, and they don't end. Director Tetsuya Nomura was, to put it lightly, a fucking batshit. Again, he tried to make the game a musical because he watched Les Miserables once. There is no escaping the ghost of
I haven't seen that film. If that's something you ever want us to react to, type it in the comment section below, but I promise I won't be sober for that.
cut content.
Because musicals, I mean, they're hit or miss.
It has so many unique and amazing locations that you see one time. It's as if the game has too much money, but the budget had to be prioritized by fucking Cleverbot. This took 10 years and 2 engines to make. When you play the quest, it introduces some new characters in elaborate cutscenes and then kills them in a minute. You would think the open world would be some relief from this, but no, the car is on rails. They didn't even program driving. What does that remind you of? Speaking of things that the developers forgot to do, side quests. There's a few of them, but out of the 206 possible activities, there were only 2 that were good. How can this?
Yo, that really sucks then. That really sounds terrible. Only 2 side quests that are even good? So, folks, hey, varying opinions here. Type your thoughts on the side quests if you played this game from start to finish.
Be? Well, the best way to describe why is to engage in one, and I think this market looks like a great place to start. Hey, what's up, king of the planet? So I was driving my car, and I just so happened to kill my wife by crashing into a tree at 90 miles per hour. Sounds good. I need you to go find my mangoes. You're fucking what? I left them in the truck after killing my wife in a car crash. I don't think your problem is mangoes. Can you find my mangoes? All right, we'll just go and find the mangoes.
No.
Look at these bees. Thank you for finding the mangoes that I lost when I killed my wife. Okay. A while back, I lost a few apples on the side of the road while driving at night. Okay, let's go do that. Apparently, because they didn't have enough money to waste, Square Enix put a cup noodles quest into the game.
We've entered into dark times. Gone are the days of peace.
The characters actively rant about the deliciousness of cup noodles.
No. No. I know someone's going to talk about cup noodles, but I refuse. I want to have hope.
Easy to make whenever you've got a craving, and they're delicious to boot. If you take something already delicious like cup noodles and add in the finest, freshest ingredients, what do you get? The ultimate flavored lubricants.
So heading through the map's disguised hallways on our disguised train, we travel between locations, interspersed between vast stretches of absolute nothingness. This game already looks great. Our gang rides to the city of Lestalem and practices ibuprofen. Fortunately, this well-dressed and not suspicious individual has all of the answers that we need. This is Ardyn, a man who is incapable of speaking normally.
Aren't nursery rhymes curious things?
He looks like a weak dime store version of Sephiroth. Cue the music. I wish I had a button that would play his music. I think we all know the music. So, okay, there you go. But yeah, he does look like a weak dime store version of Sephiroth.
What? He is willing to lead us to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's medicine cabinet, and we accept without hesitation. So after entering his white van with free My Chemical Romance CDs, we arrive at Dwayne "The Rock" skyrocketing rock slide rocket sprocket.
I came here to clear a headache.
So for Noctis to gain the god's power and defeat the Empire for good, he has to beat half of them up. Kind of like the Empire does, but he's the correct family of inbred designer dogs, so it's different. A prolonged and painful fight against Dwayne's masturbation.
Again, oh wow, that's a perfect time to pause it. But again, folks, count your lucky stars that you're not related to those inbred royal families. They ain't right in the head.
Arm ensues, really highlighting this game's focus on spectacle at the expense of my sanity. But eventually, we scratch his arm into respecting us, and he McFucking kills everyone in a 90-mile radius.
Hello bitches, I'm with the Empire now, and furthermore, I've stolen your car. Get the fuck inside or this volcano will turn your penis inside out.
You know, it's very nice that Ardyn gave us a lift up twice. I wonder if we'll see more of him. Next on the list of gods to impress is Gandalf, who just kind of lives in the woods that we've already explored. I think they ran out of time for this one, because the only thing standing between us and him is one cave that you walk through it. Maybe romance a snake or two. Oh man, guys, she's real cute. I don't know what to say. Bada bing, bada doodle. We've got his approval. That took like 20 minutes. This game is more rushed than a fucking Chinese high-rise. From this moment going forward, the game has effectively destroyed all possible tension. By having Noctis be explicitly assisted by fucking Zeus, Final Fantasy 15 becomes a game about the gods being lazy. How's this for a mechanic? The god's help is summoned randomly. Oh man, Noctis, you're fighting like 90 demons down there? You can handle that, good luck. Don't worry, Noctis, I will be the one to save you from these 3 very threatening giraffes. You can thank me later. You know, we've gotten pretty used to this game. The vast open world, the fruit truck inside.
That can't be the gameplay with the gods. That can't be.
Or having a car.
I mean, okay, so is it just random? Like, it's a flip a coin if you're into a battle? Maybe the gods would get involved, maybe they don't. That seems kind of crazy.
We'll throw that shit in the trash. This game turns from an open world adventure into a linear corridor halfway through, although that's giving the open world a lot of credit. I don't think I'm going to miss this guy. From this point on, we are eternally trapped in the cut content zone. The devs made a nearly perfect recreation of Venice with no side quests in it. Look at the detail of this town, the beautiful architecture, the unique art. I was there for 10 minutes. Once. It's actually impressive that they're willing to waste this much time. Even the NPCs in this town are just fucking off. The bartender for the only restaurant in the city talks like he wants to fucking eat you. What the fuck do you mean, Eldritch Abomination, Satoshi? Get back to the office right now and animate another 100 backflips. So after owning God 1 and God Nude, it's up to Noctis and the Bacchus to head to the Imperial capital and retrieve our K-pop crystal. That is until Ardyn shows up and he derails the entire fucking plot.
Sup, bitch?
It turns out that Ardyn isn't just with the Empire, he is the fucking Empire. Oh, and also he can teleport, is literally immortal, has stabbed my wife, and also is going to kill the fucking sun. All that we have to do to stop him is enter the city of Pyongyang and endure his weaponless cock and ball torture dungeon. This man has gone from helping us to literally trying to gas me. Of course, doing so to trap Noctis in a pocket dimension for 10 years and fight the sun. That way, he can kill the gods and the true king while he's a consenting adult. If this all sounds confusing or stupid, don't worry, I don't have time to explain.
Okay, I'm gonna need someone to have time to explain this. What the hell? Oh, pretty impressive for Dime Store Sephiroth to actually come up with some kind of plan. Cue to music. I wish I had a button to play that music from Final Fantasy. Yeah, y'all know what Final Fantasy I'm talking about.
You're totally free to watch the 5-episode anime series, animated episode Ardyn Prologue, all 4-character DLC, and the full Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15 movie if you want the full context for what's happening. That's very ambitious of you, Square Enix. In fact,
that's too much. I'm not... Okay, hey, somebody who sat through that, I need detailed explanations right now.
They retroactively updated the game to contain scenes from the movie because it just didn't make enough sense. Now it's up to us to fight Ardyn in the future. This is of course the part where the developers realized they had too many bosses since this game was planned as well as the Great Leap Forward. So they make us fight like 5 in a row. That is some pacing. Not to mention they're all very difficult. One might say absolutely unplayable. As it turns out, valuing your own time by not playing the shitty fetch quests gives your experience vastly below what is expected. We aren't even strong enough to fight the big snake. I could go back and do some quests if I was fucking stupid. No, we're going to do something much worse.
How to break.
So what you're going to do is travel back in time to Venice and endure the 5 minutes of gondola riding. You cannot skip it. We do this to head to the cannibal restaurant and dine on some photorealistic lasagna. This step is non-negotiable. Next week.
To quote Chef Ramsay, it looks rancid. The plating looks like shite. And it's raw.
You're gonna want to do is time travel further in the past to Nevada. Watch out for this guy. He might try to steal the platinum chip. Go and initiate the quest where...
Hey kid, the game was rigged from the start.
You're supposed to fight the huge fucking Blastoise for 2 hours. You can try to summon God, but...
What? What do you mean fighting a giant turtle for 2 hours? That's a ridiculous video game boss. That's nuts. Is that true? Oh no, why do I dread reading the comment? Yes, Kit. It was true. I fought that turtle for 2 hours.
He is powerless against the big turtle. Congratulations, you've unleashed unstoppable death into this world, and now it's up to you to destroy it. This is the Ring of the Lucio. You get it after visiting the 2-hour ball twisting dungeon and can be used to compress enemies out of existence. For no discernible reason, it works on the turtle, instantaneously killing him via compression into a stellar object. That is a lot of XP. Now, XP is applied only when you sleep and can be enhanced by sleeping in a hotel, which is multiplied by 3 if you eat lasagna. It's time to travel back to the future, into an alternate fucking timeline where we've gone Garfield, and by editing the past in Nevada, we have altered the future. Congratulations, you now have the XP equivalent of 3 giant turtles. The game is over. Why even play anymore? All that's left is to strut back to the Ardyn gauntlet and let the game play itself. Just take caution when time traveling that you do not get absorbed into the eternally falling hellscape. Now we can break through Ardyn's big cocoon using the help of each god individually. Although, they apparently can't just kill him because that would free me from this nightmare. Your wife's ghost also shows up, and I'm gonna be honest, I forgot that Luna Freya was in the game because
Okay, so your wife showed... God damn it! Hold on. There's a lot of moving parts to this show, and I think someone just haphazardly just taped it all together. Nothing's making a goddamn sense. Even when I was playing Metal Gear Revengeance, which I gotta return back to someday, it made more sense than this. Okay? I am willing to believe that somebody with a samurai sword can take on a giant killer nuclear robot, but now I'm sorry, Final Fantasy 15. It is a hard sell. Good luck.
she's a walking plot device. The game has no autonomous women in it. Very based of you, Japan. As for the ending of the game, it's everything that the developers had left over. Big Dog, fuck it, he's in the game now. Breakdancing Man, yeah, do it, just put him in the geometry. Hey Noctis, I need your help to retrieve 10 metal after I killed my wife. I thought I was done with this. And of course, killing Noctis's grandparents with a fucking bazooka. So by the time we've reached what is essentially the Joker, I can say with confidence that I am fucking done. It's very fitting that Ardyn's only motivation as a villain is to personally screw with me until the final battle, because that's exactly what the game has accomplished. The game even says it out loud.
Spite's all that's kept him going.
Really, you're gonna go with just spite? Killing Ardyn is pretty much a formality at this point, only made more expedient when God gets off his ass and actually helps me by ruining the final boss fight. What a cool mechanic. Much like the rest of the game, I don't know what's happening, and yet I'm winning. Now, as I watch Noctis painfully throw his body onto the various
Today's subject, unconventional warfare tactics.
The game even feels the need to be so ridiculous and dramatic that Noctis McFucking kills himself so that he can double kill Ardyn in the afterlife. But really, that's just part of the charm. Final Fantasy 15 realizes to some extent just how ridiculous it's being. The fact that it doesn't care for even a second how much money it throws away, how over the top the set pieces are, or just how fucked up the pacing is kind of endearing. The game has altered genres hour by hour. It has both too much money and not enough money. It's both an open world game and a string of set pieces. And the combat is great. Or it's terrible. One could say it depends on your outlook. There's this moment near the end of the game where it asks you to reflect. It's taken pictures of you throughout the game, and I was going to choose the one that exemplified my playthrough. I didn't think that it meant much until the final cutscene where Noctis shows a picture of the massive turtle to his wife, looking fondly back at all the broken experiences he went through, and I burst out laughing for several minutes. Nothing.
He doesn't show it to her. Hey, honey. This is a photo I want to show you. I fought a giant turtle. And she's looking at him like, "Wait, what? What do you mean? Like, none of it makes any sense. Like, you fought a turtle? Like, what was it about?" So I could eat lasagna. What? None of that makes sense. Are you sure you're okay up there mentally? Like, you're supposed to be the king of this nation. Do not question me.
Nothing will ever describe to you what the game is about more than that. This product is not worth any of your money. It will never be, but holy shit, maybe it was worth my time. I would like to thank the Illuminati for funding this channel with their reptilian dark money to prevent my starvation. If you would like to contribute to the channel and ensure the reign of our lizard overlords, you can head to my Patreon to learn more. Thank you all for watching and waiting, and of course, you have 9 days to live.
Okay, so we learned something today. We learned something. We learned that Final Fantasy is an incredible show. Or not a show. A game from start to finish that makes no sense whatsoever. All right, so let's go ahead and return back to my previous question. Who would win in a fist fight? 2016 or 2020? Be detailed into your explanation. Who would win? Number 2, what's the overall plot of this game? Did you play this game? Did you have fun playing this game? Was it an everlasting nightmare? Nothing made sense. And was Final Fantasy always like this? Because I could have swore, and maybe my brain isn't working the way it used to. I'm willing to accept that. Was it always like with technology and lasers and spaceships and aliens and robots, or was it always a fantasy genre, medieval fantasy genre? Type the answers in the comment section below. I somehow bang my head against the wall and try and figure out what the hell was Final Fantasy 15. So it looks like a fun game. I probably would be going crazy and yelling at the screen while playing it and saying none of this makes sense. So there you go. But that's why I have you guys here. All of you beautiful kings and queens. Make it count. Somebody tell me, what is the overall story of Final Fantasy? Because I don't know what I just watched. Until then, I want all of you to keep on winning. And again, who'd win the fight? 2016 or 2020? No holds bar match. Tables, ladders, and chairs in a steel cage. I want a detailed explanation. I'm out of here.